Good evening, everyone, or if you're in the US, I guess good morning. You're joining us very early. My name is Johnny Neal, otherwise known as D&D Voices on TikTok, and today we are going to be playing Ian Publishing's ACE system with the adventure Montana Drones, the Raiders of the Cutty Sark. Joining me today, I have some very awesome and very talented role players, and I'm very much looking forward to directing them all. So let's go around the room and introduce ourselves, shall we? Beginning with Tyler. Tyler, would you like to introduce yourself and your character, please?
I'm Tyler. I'm a writer and game designer from the wilds of Canada, and today I'm playing Lou Dobble, Dean of Art at Halcyon Hall.
Awesome. Next up, we have Jack.
Hello, hi everybody. My name's Jack Mellings. I'm an actor and unashamed roleplay addict. Today I'll be playing Johnny Cobbler, with apologies to the entire nation of Scotland, who is groundskeeper and botanist at Halcyon Hall.
Are you doing Groundskeeper Willie? Is that what's happening right now?
Maybe groundskeeper Willie after toned down a little bit, just a couple scales down.
Looking forward to the angry Scotsman. Next up, we have the Noir Enigma. Would you please introduce yourself, sir?
Hello, everybody. I'm Noir. I go by he, they. I'm a professional streamer, and today I'll be playing Jonah Henry Jr., assistant library at Halcyon Hall.
Love the cosplay. Actually, no, I don't think this is cosplay. This is just how Noir is all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, I just dress up like this, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you look dapper. You look dapper as hell, man. This is how we all walk around in London, so, you know.
Can confirm.
And finally, we have Madeline. Madeline, would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name is Madeline. I go by Madeline K. Mason on Twitter and then Inquisitive Rogue on TikTok. I just call myself a professional meme maker. I just enjoy making memes about TTRPGs and D&D
Nice.
and all that stuff. It's fun.
Fantastic. Okay, guys. Well, as I mentioned today, we are going to be playing the awfully cheerful engine system by EM Publishing. It's a really, really fun like genre mashup TTRPG, really simple to play, to just pick up for anyone who's new for role-playing games or people who've been, you know, playing them for a while. It's a nice little break from having lots of different mechanics, and you can just get down to some really nice, simple roleplay and just have some fun with your friends. If you do want to pick up a copy of the awfully cheerful engine, you can do at empublishingrpg.com. Cool. Okay. With that all out of the way, guys, I think it's time to get on and get into today's adventure of Montana Drones and the Raiders of the Cutty Sark. Cool. Let me put some music on here. 2 seconds.
Music.
We have music.
I'm so easily pleased. I love that there's music.
Okay. Cool. Well, once again, Montana and their crack team experts find themselves on the way. Having spent countless hours in the college library researching, Jonah Henry Jr. found information and believed lies a tomb on the wall. Only people. Now, there is something who you all do. Seem to have heard spirit nation there in the first moon of Artefacts. Cheerful. First bird. This very those being mixed. Those who refuse being cunning you send into your ritual cargo the pilot Jack informing you that it will be about 20 minutes. Feel free to go around the room.
Now, I'd just like to go on a limb here. Did Johnny sound like he was in a submarine for anybody else?
Yep.
Lovely.
Like
You were really in flow, and I don't think anyone wanted to say anything. But you sounded like
bet
you were
what
in
you
a
said
submarine.
was beautiful.
I
Yeah,
mean,
well-
I have built this house inside a submarine.
can
So
hear you
That
now.
makes perfect sense.
Okay.
So basically, that was like a test run of the opening narration, and now
exactly.
anything that you were like, oh, I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd changed that. You can now.
Exactly. I can go back and I can just be like,
Yeah.
yeah, why not? This is fine. Yeah.
See, exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. This
I
isn't
think-
live. It's
I don't know if there's have you got some like ambient audio, which I
yeah, I've been trying to put it on, but it does
Yeah.
not seem to be working.
I can hear it. Okay, is it like people walking around and stuff like that? It sounds
Hey, Tony.
lovely.
Yeah, I think so.
It sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't hear anything, but fair
I
enough.
heard only it and not you.
Yeah, I heard footsteps. I was getting real creeped out.
It sounded like everything was underwater on my end.
No.
Well, your plane begins to descend into Jordan. Jack, the pilot, he turns around to you. Hey, it's going to be a bumpy ride. You better buckle yourselves in. As you come down, I need everyone to make me a quick moves roll to see if you can kind of steady yourselves on the landing.
Bother. Right, let's go.
First roll of the night,
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen.
I got a 9.
A 9, cool.
So we're just rolling a d6 and adding whatever our move is, correct?
No, so you roll the number of d6 that is
Ah.
related to your moves.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then it's the total, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Super. I got 22.
22.
Well, that's
damn.
great for you.
What
Uh,
the flurb?
So
It's
Montana,
need
you kind of like
dramas, it's
bounce
need
around a
dramas.
little bit and you take a few bruises on your butt, but you're able to kind of just like keep in your seat just about. You look over and Johnny is just there, just like almost like just laid back, relaxing, just like, what's the problem?
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
A 2.
What did your calamity dice do?
Pardon?
Because then his calamity dice is a 1 probably.
Oh yeah, I rolled 2 1s.
Oh, wow.
For what it's worth,
No.
I rolled a 7 and also got a 1 on my calamity dice. So we might have fallen out of the plane.
Okay. Well, the two of you end up like just sort of like bouncing around a little bit, and then you in the middle of the plane, colliding. You don't take any damage, but you are a little bit dazed from the impact. Yeah, like you kind of you have a bit of trouble steadying yourself. I'm gonna say for like the next like hour or two of like in game, you're gonna be rolling like any smart stuff at disadvantage.
Gotcha.
So that would be like roll it twice and then take the lower. Cool. Okay. Well, the plane does eventually come to a halt, and you realize as you look out the windows that you've landed right in the middle of the Jordan Desert. There are sand dunes as far as the eye can see, and then you look out of one window and you see stretching into the distance an almost endless ravine. Jack gets up, picks out some of your bags and helps you out of the plane and sees you off, says, I'm going to stay here. I don't really fancy walking around in the desert, but you have fun. And he heads off back into the plane.
Cheers, Jack. Thanks so much.
What do you guys want to do?
Oh god. I want to like feel, I don't know, is there a wind? I kind of want to get like what direction is the wind going? Kind of get like a sense of like the
So
lay
the
of the
wind's-
land.
The wind seems to be blowing towards the ravine. It's quite a strong wind. You realize that once you get into the ravine, it's going to pick up a little bit as well. Who would have the map out of all of you?
It's either going to be Montana, I think, or possibly.
Yeah, it'd probably
possibly
be
Johnny.
me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Montana, can you make me a smarts roll, please?
I can do that. Oh. Ooh, okay. We got, oh god, time to do math. 14.
14. Okay, lovely. You pull out the map and you take a look and you realize that it's going to be a little bit of a trek, but going down into that ravine and, you know, as long as you stick to the kind of the main thoroughfare, you should be okay. It's not like it's not too much of a maze through the through the ravine. There are a few turnings and twists, but you should be able to make your way through fine.
Be
do
nice
you guys head in?
dynamic. being a bit more of an academic and an anthropologist, I'd like to surreptitiously check Montana's work.
Go for it. Roll me a smarts roll.
Would that also be in anthropology? Because that's my specialty.
Anthropology. Well, anthropology is more about the study of human beings and their development.
Fair.
So I would say no.
Not so much.
No. Let me take a look at what you do have.
Anthropology.
No, I'm afraid not.
I mean, I also go 14. So
14. Cool. Okay, yeah. You take a look, and Montana does seem to be making the right choice. Montana, you look over your shoulder and kind of give a little confused look as to why this socialite seems to be checking your work.
It's not confused, it's passive aggressive.
I am her boss. I am the dean.
Boss does not mean superior knowledge, though.
100%.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to turn around and be like, I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I know we're in the middle of the desert. I got us, guys. Don't worry. Take a breather.
Cool.
Very hard to do the whole taking a breather thing when I'm fairly certain I'm suffering a concussion, but sure, Montana, I'll take a breather.
In my thing it says that that I'm quite fond of Jonah. Like I come and share him a dram of whiskey. So I'm going to make sure he's okay. I'm going to be like patting him on the shoulder every so often. Like, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Come on, walk it off. Shaking him a bit too hard.
How does Jonah feel about being shaken after his brain's been rattled?
It's not great for me, but listen, my tag is the clumsy professor. So every time Montana talks me into one of these things, I always start the adventure with the concussion. So I mean, maybe one day we'll land the plane.
such a wonderful metaphor for life. One day we'll land the plane.
Do we know if anyone else is looking for the belt that we're after? Do we know if there are other people also in pursuit of it?
Oh, that's a good question.
I presume Montana would probably be the most likely to know, but
yeah, I suppose if you want, you can roll me a. That's a roll. Roll me a smarts roll, and whoever else wants to can do as well. Whoever else thinks they might be a little suspicious of the, being chased.
I am definitely suspicious.
Ooh. Dang. Okay, I did really well. I have to do a lot of math. 1 second. Okay.
Oh.
I went to school for theater. I didn't go to school for math. Oh my god. Okay. 3 of these dice exploded. So that's.
Oh, I forgot to. Whoa.
Math is hard. It explodes.
So that's 12.
Okay.
Whenever we're playing, my wife looks over.
All
and
right.
reads my
That
dice
is
for me.
28.
Yo!
28.
What? That is
Montana.
20, that's 23 for me.
Yeah.
23.
Yeah. 4 out of,
Okay.
yeah. 3 of my 4 dice.
Johnny, are you rolling or are you? You got a 10. Oh, 9. Sorry,
9. So
a 9.
There's probably no one. Nah, it's just us. It'll be fine.
No.
What about you, Lou? I'm
an optimistic socialite. I'm assuming the best.
That's fair.
No one.
You're
No one else. We have the jump on everyone. Of course.
Don't think about it too hard.
So Johnny, you know that sometimes people enjoy looking for treasure, but this information that Jonah came out with, it's so out of the blue and it's so well hidden. How could anyone be after it?
Of course.
Montana and Jonah, you full well know that whenever you two have gone on an adventure, anytime you've gone treasure hunting, there has always been some dastardly fiend twirling their mustache right behind you. So you know that it's probably like a good idea for you to move quite quickly and to keep your eyes behind you as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm starting to think that Montana might be hiring rivals to just be impressive with that sword.
First of all,
it would explain what
how dare you?
Is there a second there, or
no?
Okay.
The second is my feelings are hurt. I just have a lot of enemies. Okay.
Oh, terrible!
Why,
terrible.
Montana? What do you do away from the college that has these people shooting at us?
It's more of a, it's. I have a very specific hobby. A bunch of other people have that specific hobby. We all get very passionate about that hobby.
I play cricket. Not once has another cricket player ever. Okay, one time another cricket player tried to kill me. Just once, though.
Well, then, my friend, you're not playing cricket properly.
Louise, how do you feel about hearing that, a couple of your professors they get shot at regularly trying to source these items for the university?
It would certainly explain some of the budget irregularities.
Perfect.
I do believe I've been in on these shenanigans more than once before, as apparently Montana and I are best friends.
Yeah, best friends.
Best friends. And you keep wrapping her up in these strange events, and eventually, one of these artifacts will be contained within, a nice ballroom full of martinis and Manhattans and other cocktails.
Well, and someone has to pay bail when that comes up.
Exactly, and that's what the budget is for. Cool. Okay, guys. So you make your way through the canyon, and as you do, you realize that on your way there is like a little stream that is kind of following you along. You're moving for about an hour in the hot desert heat. The wind is like blowing sand right at your backs. It's not a pleasant experience. You maybe feel like you want to sit down at all and like take a drink of water. You can do. Otherwise, you keep going. And
I pop
Jonah. Make me a moves roll, please.
A move? Okay.
A moves roll.
That's the thing. I'm terrible. Oh, it exploded. That's a 4 to 6. Okay, well that's just a 1. So 11.
11. Okay. As you're wandering through, you start looking around, and you kind of, you have a love of everything kind of scientific, and a thirst for knowledge. And as you're looking around, you're kind of looking at the edges of the ravine, and thinking about the millions of years it took for the erosion to take place and for the wind to blow and carve out these passages. And as you're walking along, you feel this slight crunch beneath your feet. You look down, and then you leap backwards just in time as a snake just jumps at your leg and sits there like waiting to pounce again.
No, potato.
Okay. And I'm gonna get down to kind of like the snake's level, and I'm just gonna kind of like, I'm gonna like gag a little bit, because like, let's be real, snakes are creepy. Don't like them that much. I'm like, don't make any sudden movements. All right, you're gonna slowly move away from the snake.
Technically, wouldn't that be a sudden movement? Because I'm not moving. Oh, it's
graceful, like a ballerina.
I am not graceful in the slightest, Montana.
I'm not sure snakes know what ballet is, to be honest. They've not got legs.
It's probably more afraid of you than you are of it.
What?
I don't believe that. I think our talk of ballet may be upsetting it due to its lack of legs.
I'm gonna produce a telescopic trowel from my gardening tools bag, and I'm going to try and hook the snake and flick it off to the rocks on the side.
Nice. I like that. Okay. You can roll me. I don't know what that would be. You can roll me moves again. Roll moves as well. But I tell you what, have an extra dice, because I think that's a really good idea.
That's 16.
16. Yeah, the snake seems really interested in Jonah. I don't know if maybe he's like got some like scented like sort of like some musk that is kind of exciting the snake or something. But you manage to kind of like just get your trowel in underneath the snake, and just as it realizes what's happening, the snake just kind of flies up and like out somewhere into the distance, and you watch it land and like just sort of slither away. Looks pretty peeved, but you manage to avert the situation.
Just like a weed, no problem.
Jonah's gonna get up, dust himself off, and we never talk of this again.
Of course not. And they make an eye with Lou, and I'm like, oh, we're talking about this again. We're talking about this again.
I love Lou's silent condemnation of everything. Brilliant. Okay, so eventually, winding your way through these passages, a little exhausted from the journey, your feet hurting, sweating brows, you're using your fedoras to fan yourselves, and then realizing you want to keep the sun off your head, so putting them back on. You make your way through the ravine, and as you round a corner, before you stand two great warriors sculpted into the walls of the ravine. And between them is an array of beautiful yet faded carvings and architecture. Pillars outline the edge of what seems to be an opening into a tomb, which is covered with two large doors. What do you guys like? What would you guys like to do?
Quick point of clarification, just to make sure I'm understanding. It's like a wall with the two statues on either side and a door in the middle?
Absolutely, yeah. These statues are around like 40 to 50 feet high. And there's like a bunch of carvings and architecture in the middle. And then down at the bottom, there is like a large stone door.
How big's the door in relation to us and the statues?
In relation to you, it's probably about 8 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
The door, so it's not a like big, humongous like door, but it's fairly large. And in the door, you can also see like a number of other carvings. Some of them have been like worn away by the sands and the monsoons that envelop this place. But you can read, some of it is legible. Some of it is legible, and you see a number of different like carvings and stuff as well.
I was gonna ask if I could attempt to read any of the inscriptions. I have history, languages, occultism, and theology.
Absolutely. Roll me languages, please. Anyone
Yeah.
else you guys can all.
Yeah.
Anyone who has languages can roll it.
I have history. Could I at least know like basic phrases?
I'll give you history. Yeah, history.
Yeah. Like I'm not that good at languages, but I could at least like point out like, don't come in.
What's that, Lou?
It's
my God.
not in my gear, but if I have a camera, I'd be taking pictures.
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
That I would have funded an expedition. And I'm just
you're taking
pictures
like
because now it doesn't matter. This can all be sold later.
you're taking so many pictures of this and like documenting.
All of my
it
dice
in
super
the future.
exploded again.
Yeah.
I got a
Johnny?
28 again.
I got you beat me by one again. 27.
This rivalry is up strong.
Johnny, what was it you wanted to do?
I was just gonna say I barely speak English, so I'm just gonna look up and down the ravine, like further down and then back the way we came, just to scope things out.
Cool. Make me let me see what you've got here. Make me a smarts check. Just to see if you can kind of what you can spot.
Sure.
What did you guys roll?
26.
28.
Oh yeah, you both recognize this instantly as Latin. And Montana, Latin amongst historians is a fairly common language. So you and Jonah can work together to kind of start to piece this together. And you realize that the main text there, like there's a bunch of kind of like what seem to be prayers written. And then the main text that covers the door, it seems to be a weird kind of, I don't know, it makes no sense. It says, you translate it as, the first to arrive shall bow to the mixed mono within the walls of the Roman maiden. And it seems to be as you read this, you realize that there's a number of different like dials on the door, sorry. And one of them as you turn the dials, you realize that one of them shows a number of different like circles. Some of those circles have like spikes on that look kind of like a sun. And then another one seems to have, with that smarts roll, what looked like the astrology the astrology things, like Leo and all that kind of stuff. The star signs. There we go. And then, and yeah, that's it.
Mm.
Well, insightful, informative, and not at all cryptic. It's a nice change of pace.
Oh yes.
Bow to the Roman maiden. Huh. That makes me
So it
nervous.
says, the first to arrive shall bow to the mixed mono
Okay.
within the
MONO.
walls of the Roman maiden.
Mono is an MONO.
Yeah.
23, by the way, Johnny, on the
23. Okay.
Yeah, got some exploding dice.
As you're looking out, you kind of take you take a glance around. Nothing really catches your eye, but then as you kind of really peer down, when you peer down the other end of the ravine, not the one you came from, you do notice there's like a glint of something, almost like sun hitting a mirror or metal or something like that.
Back from the way we came.
No, from the opposite way.
The opposite end.
The opposite direction.
Is it moving and is it consistent, or is it a flash and then it's gone?
It's a flash and then it's gone.
Right. Okay. Is it illogical enough? I mean, I presume all of these characters I wouldn't want to assume, have been through the First World War, particularly my character, I assume, probably was there, possibly.
Yeah.
Might not be old enough. Would it be logical to assume it would be a scope or binoculars? Would that be a logical assumption to make?
It would be the logical assumption to make that either it was some sort of like viewing glass or even just some glasses,
Well, I'll go over to Montana and I'll say, Dr. Jones, I don't mean to worry you. I think we might be being watched.
Okay. First of all, I don't know who Dr. Jones is.
I've been fighting the urge to say Jones the entire time. I've been drilling it into myself. Drones.
That's my mother. I took after my father. My mother is Jones. Father is Jones.
Everyone corrected me. Her real name is Abigail Jones.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Right now,
That's what I was doing.
Right now, can you call me Drones? Please, I would like it very much.
He kind of looks sheepishly down at his feet. Okay, Montana.
Thank you. It's like an alter ego, a super. I'm more confident when I'm Montana. Abigail is more just a
nerd.
Abigail's. Yeah, sure, that's a word you could use for it. Yes.
It's such a lovely name. Why would you want to change it? Montana. It's.
Now, there's all sorts of reasons one could choose all sorts of nom de plume, as it were.
Exactly. What if someone were to track down and find me at the college and, God forbid, do something horrible because Dr. Abigail Jones is out and about doing whatnot?
That's a secret name, like Braveheart. That wasn't his real name, you know.
Sure, yeah.
Can I do a history or theology roll?
To do it.
It's like how Frankenstein is the name of the scientist and not the monster.
Yeah, absolutely. Do a history or a theology roll.
Bowie got the mono or this.
I'll tell you what. Make me a general smarts roll.
Oh, okay. Man, I love being smart in games. Okay.
It's fun.
23.
23. Okay. Apart from your time, spending time in history books and, discovering new exciting adventures that Montana can drag you on, one of your favorite pastimes, I imagine, is crosswords.
I love them.
And this strikes you very much like a crossword clue. The first to arrive, and when you start to think about the date that was given to you, that you researched, which said the first moon of Parthenos, it all starts to fit together a little bit better.
What?
I have a theory, but it's not developed enough to share. But you're capable, Montana, so I'll give you the ingredients that I'm working with.
All right, give them to me. Give them to me, Cook.
This seems very, very much like a crossword puzzle. We've gotten dates and we have our astral star signs here.
Right.
Perhaps what they're talking about isn't exactly the first to arrive, as in people or persons, but rather the dates.
First to arrive with the star signs. So whoever is an Aries can only go in first. Right? Because isn't Aries the first in the... We'll come back to that.
You notice that the like, as I say, the dials on the door turn, and you hear like clicking as they do.
Pardon me, I intend to be a bit reckless. And he's gonna go to the dial, and I'm going to put the star sign to the one that coincides with the first date that we researched.
Okay, so that would be Virgo.
Then I'm gonna take a look around at any of the inscriptions to see if there's a pattern, like if there's something that Virgo starts and then there's something that follows after.
Can I help him do that?
Yeah, go for it. Make a general smarts roll.
While they're doing that, it was one more time for it was the mono.
The mixed mono. Let me find it. Hang on. That the first to arrive shall bow to the mixed mono within the walls of the Roman Maiden.
25 again.
25 again. Okay, you don't really notice too much that might help you. There is a lot of references to the movement of the planets and things like that, and the way that the planets kind of coalesce in different at different times of the year. You realize, like, more and more reading this, you do realize that this has something to do with the date that you researched. As I say, the first dial, you look at the first dial, and what I'll say for the smarts roll is that you guys realize that these are like different moments in the lunar cycle on one of the dials.
So we're looking for the phase of the moon.
Yes, exactly.
So it's the first to arrive, a non-mono. Mixed mono.
Mixed mono.
And then I got a 9, but one of my calamity dice got a 1. So I don't know if that passes, but I did get a 1 on my calamity dice.
Okay. Montana, as you're reading, you sort of start to like phase in and out. And then you feel like you have to walk. You feel like you have to walk away, and as you do, you kind of just trip and fall on your face.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Just because I can't think of any other way that someone translating someone would lead to a calamity.
Rush
It's
over.
fine.
Make sure Montana has got some water.
Okay.
So she's got to be careful.
What I will say as well, I'll give you, because you're rolling really high on your smarts. As you are good at crosswords. When a word is preceded by a word such as mixed or scrambled, it usually means that that word is an anagram.
Yeah, so it's we're looking for
Moon.
I think it's a new moon. I'm just gonna turn it to new moon.
Go for it.
With Virgo, because they already said Virgo.
Yep.
You turn it to new moon, and you hear this grinding sound from within the door, and the dust falls from the doors and opens up. The cold air of the tomb rushes out to you. And
Feeling better, Montana?
What? There's sand in my mouth. Yeah. Only a second. Thank you, Johnny. What? Oh, wow. Amazing. I'm sorry, puzzles are not my thing. I do a lot of this, but somehow I still can't wrap my mind around puzzles.
I go straight past Lou to Jonah because I should assume he's the capable one. And go, what was it? What was it, Jonah? What was the answer?
Well, we had to coincide with the correct star sign, which was Virgo, and then we had to find the anagram for mono moon, which turned out to be new moon, which our friend here so cleverly figured out.
Miss Doble got it. God, this is why you lot are the academics. Anyway, let's go into a dark cave. We don't know what's inside.
I hate this part.
After you, Dr. Drones?
That's banging a flashlight out of it. It's my favorite.
Right.
Make me a quick smarts roll, Johnny.
Oh. I'm not that stupid. I could be stupider. Right, there we go. Oh no, right. Because you all laughed, I rolled really well.
Yay! What'd you roll?
I got 21.
Cool, 21. You remembered to bring batteries. So you bang on the flashlight and it comes up, and you've actually brought a few extra flashlights as well. So you hand them out to your party, and you've also got like a little gas lamp that you can set down on the side as well, and
amazing.
Get a bit more light on the subject. You enter a small antechamber where the sand of the desert has kind of like settled in place. The walls are decorated with the scenes of like epic battles of conquest, and then it opens up into a main room with a wide expanse. In front of you is an enormous statue of the god Jupiter. There's a staff in one hand, an eagle on his shoulder, and he just looks over the room. In front of him sit several worn stone benches, and there is another small antechamber to the side, and within that are several small stone pedestals. Now, Jonah, you do specifically remember reading that leaving an offer on the pedestal in the side chamber and then praying when the voices begin to wail will reveal the way.
Before we go any further,
Yes.
Johnny, you had said you thought you spied someone?
Yes, and then I sort of lean to look. No, I don't go all the way to the door, but I look back to the door and say, as I was looking down the ravine, there was a flash. I didn't even know what it was, like a reflection of a glass or a scope or probably binoculars.
Well, Dr. Drones, do you think it would make sense for him to leave something behind that if someone were to stumble over, it would create a noise for us to hear?
I think that is the best thing to do. Yeah, do you have anything that we could bury it under the sand probably? It could trip, fall, maybe make a lot of noise.
I mean, ideally it would be a rake that would go up and hit them in the face, but I understand we can't work miracles.
I'm like, I knew I should have brought my rake.
There's so many Simpsons references tonight.
Yes, I presume I'll have some kind of string or wire in my gardener's bag. And then, I don't know, do we want it to be like a sound thing? Do we want like a bell? I probably don't have a bell, if I'm honest. Or something to make them trip, or what do we think we can make, gang?
I bet even if like a tin can were to fall in this room, because of the high ceilings, it would echo.
You probably have like mess tins and things like that you could use.
An empty water canteen. That'll do. One that's already empty. We're not going to get rid of water, but some kind of empty metallic thing. Cool. Set that up by the front door.
Cool. Okay. Is it just you doing this, Johnny, or is anyone else helping?
I'll do it with him.
Okay. Cool. Both of you make me. I'm going to say a style roll.
Thank God you're helping me.
Oh no!
Dreadful at style. I'm not stylish.
It's probably the wrong role.
I have two.
No, we are not stylish people.
I got a 3. One of them was a 1.
That's fine because I got a 7. So
7 and a 3. Okay. You feel like you did a good job setting up something, that's fairly well hidden, but will, go off when someone trips over the wire.
Just stand up and there's just a can dangling in the doorway, really obviously. Oh, that'll do.
Pretty much. I mean, it's almost like the water bucket on top of the door kind of trick.
Why didn't we think of that? That would have been great. Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So just to refresh you guys, Jonah, you remembered reading that. If I find the right bit in my notes. Leaving an offering on the pedestal in the side chamber and then praying in the main chamber when the voices begin to wail will reveal the way.
Well, does anyone have anything of value? We need to leave an offering. Of course,
You would have brought an offering with you. You did know to bring an offering
being
with you.
something of the wealthy benefactor, and if I recall correctly, Jupiter tends to be a fan of cattle.
Yeah.
Would be
He turned into one.
It's a safe
yeah,
bet.
would have brought like a little statuette of a cow made of ceramic or brass or something.
Nice.
Just go ahead and drop that there on the altar, and I'm sure nothing horrific will happen to you.
Cool.
Get
There are
ready to
several.
pray.
There are several pedestals. There's 3 in the antechamber. So there's one in the left, one on the in the middle, and one on the right. Which one do you go for?
They all look the same.
Make me a smarts check.
Would this be anthropology?
Go on.
It's fine. If
Yeah,
it's
I
not,
can. Yeah.
But
You know
I would-
what? You know what? It can be.
Two explodes.
Nice.
31.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, you look and immediately you spot that there are some symbols on the various on the 3 pedestals. You realize that these are all these zodiac signs. Those zodiac. These are all zodiac signs, and then you look at the one on the right, and that has Virgo at the very top.
And we had Virgo for the door.
Did
On
indeed.
the right.
Cool. You place the cow down, and as you place it down, you notice that the pedestal, like the little platform you've placed it on, sort of sinks into itself, and you hear this, and then this noise as wind begins to pick up and blow through the entire cave. What do you do?
I think praying, I immediately drop to my knees.
Yeah, drop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing seems to happen. The wind continues to roar. You notice that there is a bench in front of the statue as well.
I then crawl to the bench.
Crawl to the bench. Okay.
I'm on my knees already. I'm gonna go.
You kind of crawl up onto the bench, and as you do, your weight kind of sinks into it, and the wind begins to die down. And in front of you, a stone door begins to open in the bottom of this statue of Jupiter. It's
Perhaps you
just
should-
that. Oh, sorry.
So perhaps you should have asked Jonah how the Romans pray before doing this.
I was thoroughly amused by everything that I just saw just now.
Genuflection is something that is synonymous in many cultures. So
What?
It wasn't the genuflecting; it was the crawling bit that I was amused by. Just like kind of lightly poking fun.
So the door that's opened, it's about waist height, and then like upwards from there, and it's just like a little kind of hatch that's opened.
I'm gonna take off my hat and stick my head inside.
Okay. You stick your head inside, and it is big enough for you to like crawl into. Pushing your flashlight forward, you notice that it kind of not opens, but turns into this cylindrical tube that winds down and to the left. Shining your light in, you can't see too much because your way is obscured by hundreds of thick cobwebs, and you notice enormous spiders just crawling along each and every one of them.
I'm gonna take my saber and just kind of like get as many cobwebs as I can out of the way at first.
Okay.
I don't know how many there are down. We might just have to deal with that, but I'll get as many as I can reaching in and yeah, and then when I pull out my sword, it's like cotton candy with horrible spiders. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
ugh.
The spiders are like starting to crawl down and onto your arm, and like
Oh.
a couple of them get up your shoulder.
God, I hate spiders. Ugh. Creepy crawlies of the night. There's a lot of spiders in there, guys.
Oh,
Can
then
someone
no,
go first?
no, absolutely not. No.
What's wrong with spiders? They're an important part of the ecosystem.
Yeah, but they bite, and they're creepy little creatures.
I'm already sinking down to my knees to get ready to go in.
Oh, it's it's opened up, so it's like waist height, so you'd actually have to climb in.
Okay. Would we have to crawl if we go through? If we go through it?
It would be a case of like you couldn't walk through it. It would be
Right, okay.
like going down
like
on
a
your
scoop.
belly or like
Right, okay,
sliding
okay.
down on your back.
I'd turn to Lou. Miss Doble, surely you...
Well, if Jonah wants to stay behind to deal with whoever appears to be trying to creep up on us, that's always an option.
I mean, it's that or spiders.
Strangers armed with who knows what, or spiders.
Armed with who knows what.
They could be
Look,
armed with more spiders.
If we go through here, there might be a lever that'll open up a door at the back of the room, and you'll be able to walk through.
And one of us could go first, so that way you have to deal with the less amount of spiders.
Just once, Montana, I would like for you to take me to like a tropical island, sans snakes and spiders, and he starts to reluctantly climb it.
In my defense, I did take you to Puerto Rico once, and I had a lovely time.
I got stabbed with a spear, Montana.
Like I said, I had a lovely time.
You didn't have to say those things in the bar.
I said I didn't understand what they were saying.
Lou, you do specifically remember Jonah recounting this tale in a rather fraught manner, and then only after realizing he was speaking to some investors of the, some patrons of the university, which significantly affected the budget that year.
Just politely, just kind of put the foot out and just kind of push, because it has like a little bit of, it's like a little bit, sounded a little bit like you were describing a spider slide.
Basically, yeah.
And I will just, oh, Jonah, you have to be careful, and just push a little bit.
No!
Okay. Jonah, you go careening down this slide like helter-skelter of arachnophobia. And like on the way, all spider webs just cloud your vision.
This is what my hell is!
They then grip onto your body. You can feel little tiny legs crawling all over your body and skin. Eventually, you make your way down to the bottom, and you land just in a nice sort of like flat surface. It's hard but flat.
Jonah, are you all right?
I hate
Can you hear me?
Montana. I hate
can
you
hear you.
so much.
I'll buy you a drink later, and then I go down after him.
Okay. The way is nice and clear. There's still a couple of spiders lingering, but there's not many spider webs. It looks like Jonah did most of the work for you.
I'll go
You
down.
get down to the,
Well,
as you slide down and you get down to the bottom, and you find yourself 2 seconds. I've lost myself in my notes. You find yourself in another small antechamber. There's a roughly hewn chamber that curves gently upwards and to the right. With you there is Jonah Henry, coated in spider webs, like from head to toe. He looks like he's been mummified in them. Spider on his face, spider on his chest, up his legs.
all right, just stand still.
Get off, Montana!
I take off, like, I'm assuming I'm wearing like a duster of some kind, and I'm kind of just like batting at the spiders. Like, shoo, get off.
Eventually the spiders do kind of drop off. There's one in his hair that you kind of just bat away. He's still covered in spider webs, but he's spiderless now.
Yeah.
Louise and Johnny, what are you guys doing?
I turn to Johnny and goes, "Who doesn't know Puerto Ricans speak Spanish? He's supposed to be supposed to know languages."
I was drunk.
I'm like, yes, that's elementary knowledge that everybody has access to.
Of course.
He was
And I will
speaking
slide down.
Castilian Spanish instead of.
Ladies first.
The Habsburg lisp. It's cost this university thousands.
Lou, you slide down, and the way is even clearer now. It seems that Montana and Jonah have done a really good job of clearing out those spider webs for you. It's quite a nice little ride, actually. You arrive down and you see the same thing. This time, Jonah is just kind of like picking bits of spider web off of him, like in clumps. And you see the same kind of roughly hewn tunnel that curves up, going up a ramp. Johnny, you heading down as well?
Yes, I'm going to take one last look back at the door in case anyone's rounding the corner as I go, and then head first.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay. There doesn't seem to be anyone at the door at this present time. You jump down, and it's a nice clear way. It's like being back at the fairground when you were a kid. You come out, and there's that same like roughly hewn tunnel. You all shine your lights around, and it seems to really have been like carved out. Not in a hurry, but carelessly, let's say. Everyone make me a quick smarts check.
Okay.
Just 13. I'm
13, okay.
still
A 10.
in a
10.
way of stuff.
17.
17, and Lou?
9.
9. Okay, cool. So Montana, Jonah, and Johnny, you all managed to spot there is a very small circular kind of like tunnel. It's no bigger than that. Just off down in the bottom left-hand corner of this tunnel. As you're all looking around, though, you spot like there's a number of other like very, very small kind of like tunnels like that big on the walls as you go up the tunnel. But there's one that's like about that big, no bigger than your arm.
Point a flashlight down it.
Yeah, sure. You point the flashlight down it and kind of peer down, and there's a few more cobwebs down there. There doesn't seem to be any spiders, but you do spot what looks to be like a little kind of, it looks like maybe brass or bronze handle.
What is it, Lou?
A handle of some sort. I'm gonna reach down and grab and pull.
Okay, cool. You reach down, you grab hold of the handle, you begin to pull, and something clamps onto your arm, making it impossible to move.
Does the handle turn?
You can't even turn your arm. It's just like it's just holding you fast.
Not even
Like
this.
not even like that. It's like a bunch of like very hot, like very strong pieces of metal have come out and have gripped your arm, and it hurts to turn.
Okay.
It's clamped your arm, hasn't it?
It has.
How many of these have you done? How many of these have you been on?
I learned from watching Dr. Drones.
Hey,
Well, I haven't lost any yet, as you can tell. So everyone, quick and look for one before Lou's arm gets cut off.
I don't hear anything else moving, so I think we have some time.
well, let me just investigate this. Maybe there's a solution, and I'm gonna go over to Lou and like whisper real close. I know you kicked me. I know you kicked me down the tunnel. You're gonna lose that arm.
Jonah, if I don't make it back to university, no one will keep covering up for you at the library.
All right, let's see if we can find a way to get Lou out of this.
Yeah, can we roll smarts?
Yeah, I'll give you one more smarts roll.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that's much better. Okay.
We'll
So that's 11, 12 plus 17.
Hey,
Seven.
there it is.
17.
Mhm.
Would you get Jonah?
32.
32. Okay. So okay, so Montana, you again look around and you can't see much in the room apart from these small holes in the walls. They're a lot smaller than the hole that Lou has now got her arm trapped in. But Jonah, you look around, you see these small holes, and then you look at the floor, and you notice the floor is like these tiles, but some of them are uneven. You realize that maybe there's something fishy going on here.
I'm gonna try and level them just to adjust them a little bit.
Okay. So what you're going to try and level the tiles?
Just to see if they move.
Yeah. As you press down on them, one of them you press down on one, and then a spear flies across the room, and because you're ducking down, it just goes straight over your head.
I have had it.
Is your hat all right, Jonah?
It's fine. I have a spare, but I would like very much just this one time, Montana, just this one time to not get stabbed. Just once.
Can I be like a total nerd over the spear? Like, just look at the craftsmanship. This probably dates back to.
Absolutely.
Y'all. This is amazing, y'all. This is a beautiful spear. Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm just standing in the corner of the room.
Got a 13 on studying this spear.
13. It's a nice spear. You think maybe like late kind of 13th century. You're not entirely sure. Looks sort of Mediterranean-y.
Ooh, fun.
If it has
Can
a
I
metal
hold on
tip,
to
we
it?
can add that to the collection.
I'm adding it. Oh, I'm adding it. All right.
It does have a metal tip, a nice steel tip.
Listen,
Quite
Give it to
pitted.
Jonah.
we know there are switches about. Let's see which one of these switches is a release. Preferably also not get stabbed while we do that.
Well, then everyone stay down. Don't want anyone to know about the shish kebab.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? Sorry.
I'm stood in the corner of the room like this.
I'm
Just
Hang
not
tight.
doing anything.
I'm gonna help push tiles.
Lou,
with
you
Jonah.
still holding onto that brass handle and arm trapped,
I mean,
yeah?
I'll let go if I can, but I don't think it's going anywhere still.
Oh, you let go. That releases your arm.
I did it.
Just go again.
Well done, Jonah. I knew you could do it.
It was pretty simple, really, when you start to take a look at the infrastructure around this time period. You can kind of start to put things together. Easily done.
Oh, I give the spear to Jonah, so he has a weapon now.
This is a really fine
Sure.
piece that I look at. With my
Right. Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Cool. What are you guys doing? You found that there seems to be a trap in the room.
Nice.
I'm going to point out each tile that I can safely assume is a trap tile and just go, yeah, don't touch those unless you have an affinity for having sharp metal into your body at a rapid velocity.
Yeah, okay. With your roll, you're able to point them out. Some of them are quite like distance apart, so you'd have to leap from one to another. Some of them. So if anyone would like to cross, they can make me a moves roll. Anyone with acrobatics can.
Do I also have, or since I see him, I don't have to. I'm just.
I would still like a moves roll because you are having to leap from one to another.
Well, I'm a clumsy boy.
I'm really good at shooting things. Can I just shoot something instead?
9.
Can you shoot
wait, never
something? I mean, you
Shoot
can.
something.
There's Jonah. There's Johnny. There's Lou.
No, I'm not my comrades. No. It's okay. I'm doing good. Something exploded.
25 for
so-
my acrobatics.
That means so much.
23. I exploded
Okay.
3 times.
Sorry, what was that, Lou?
Ooh! I got a
25 for my
15.
acrobatics.
25, 23. What was that, Montana?
15. 15.
15. And Johnny?
21.
21. Okay, cool.
We
Yeah,
busted.
you all managed to make it across. Lou, Johnny, and Jonah with surprising grace. Lou, that like ballet training from when you were younger really pays off. And you know, Johnny, you're a wilderness kind of guy. You kind of just leap from point to point.
Hopscotch, cool.
Jonah, I assume yours comes from like running. Very, very fast away from like
a spider to touch me.
Exactly. Montana, you are just able to leap from to leap from one to another. It's a little clumsy, but you do it.
You don't need to be graceful. You just gotta survive.
Yeah, you got the job done, and that's the important thing.
Exactly.
Cool. So you managed to avoid that trap. And as you make your way past, now wary of those pressure plates, keeping an eye out on the floor, the room opens up again into a wide chamber, and to your left and right are groupings of sarcophagi. 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and 1 in the middle. Notice that each of those sarcophagi are topped with the kind of degraded and worn carving of what seems to be a warrior left to guard whatever treasure this chamber holds. In the center is like a reflecting pool. The water looks surprisingly clear for the amount of time that it must have spent here. And with the amount of time that you've kind of spent walking down that ravine and getting to this point, you now see the moon shining brightly in through a series of reflectors and down into that pool, giving off a beautiful silver glimmer. What do you do?
I could take that warrior if we need to. Get it. Already.
But it's they're like tombs basically. They're like miniature. They're like sort of like in like European kind of graveyards, you get the kind of standing concrete tombs. They look like that, and then they've got a carving on top of a warrior, and each warrior is like holding a sword to their chest.
Are the
Because of
swords
the-
like a set?
Oh no, go ahead.
Are the swords a piece of metal, or are they part of the stone carving?
They appear to be a part of the stone, but as you kind of like move them, they seem to wiggle.
Yeah.
Just because we've encountered a few traps coming up here, I want to see if there's anything fishy about this room.
Okay, make me a smarts roll.
Right. Oh heck yeah. Okay. 21.
Whoa.
21. Okay. You don't notice anything too fishy. You notice that there is a second exit that seems to lead out at the other end of the room. You don't seem to notice anything too fishy about the room. As you look around, though, you notice that there are plaques on each of those sarcophaguses that read in Latin, and we've established you can speak Latin, so I'll give you those names. You have General Arculus Corvus, Sergeant Maximus Luxim Denebris, Captain Avalus Ruxinus, and Legionnaire Toxilus Didicus, and finally Corporal Ballio Eliphas.
I'm gonna need those names one more time. There's too many.
Absolutely fine. I'll tell you what, I'll put them in the private chat so you've got them.
Hero, thank you.
What a guy. What a guy.
Right. Used to doing it for my D&D party. That I'll read them some lore or some names, and they'll be like, "Can you post it in chat, please?"
Please.
There you go.
So, a general, a sergeant, a captain, a legionnaire, and a corporal.
ACMLCA. I'll write down their names.
Good thinking. Very good thinking.
Straight on the puzzle brain.
Love that.
Is the pathway through the second door open?
It is indeed, yes.
Oh, lovely.
I'll look through it.
It seems to be it seems to start off as like a corridor, and then about 20 feet in, it slants downward.
I'm gonna ask Jonah what, because I can't read Latin. I'm gonna ask Jonah what the things say, because Dr. Jones is clearly working on stuff there. So I'm gonna ask Jonah what they are.
Just a bunch of different names of what I can only presume to be Roman military men. General Archelaus, Corvus, Sergeant Maximus, Luxem, Denebris, Captain Avelius, Rexinus, Legionnaire, Toxilius, Dedicus, Corporal Valio, Elephas. So, just...
Romans.
Yeah.
I found the word dance in the initials and titles, so hang on to that. That might be important.
Montana, I think the solution is clear. You have to dance.
Okay, Lou, this sounds like something you're very good at, so go ahead, do your thing.
No, I would hate to steal your thunder, Dr. Jones.
Please do not make me dance.
Dr. Jones, it's the only way forward is if you dance.
Whatever you see, if you speak of again, you will wake up and find an ancient Peruvian skull in your bed.
Again.
Make me. Are you dancing?
I guess so.
What dance are you doing?
I don't know.
Make me a style roll and let me know what dance you are doing.
My style.
Please say the robot. Please say just Dr. Jones.
Invent it 50 years early.
The robot was invented by.
I rolled 2 ones.
What dance are you trying to do? Let's start with that.
I don't know. I think I've seen Lou, and I'm just kind of like trying to mirror whatever graceful like ballroom waltz, swing, jazz stuff she does, and I trip.
Okay, yeah. So you try doing like a little Charleston, and then as you're doing like the kind of the intertwining of the knees and the ankles kind of gets ahead of you. You start to dance towards the reflecting pool, not trying to move there, but you just end up that way anyway. And then eventually you catch your ankle on the other ankle and go head over heels into the pool.
So I was going to surreptitiously try to take a photo, but as soon as I take one, I just take it out and I just burn it. Nope.
Actually, do I see anything when I'm in the pool?
Make me a smarts check with disadvantage. So
Got
roll
it.
it twice, lower number.
Roll it twice. Got it. Take all the lower numbers. If my dice explode, do I still take those into consideration or no?
Yeah, you can take explosions.
Okay, cool. So this one's pretty low. I guess I'll just roll. Okay, I'm rolling. This is why I got every D6 I have out. Okay. So with that, I got an 11.
An 11. It's quite hard to see. The water is like it's clear, but you're a person and you're not really built for seeing underwater. And also, now that you've fallen into the water, your flashlight is dead.
Yep. It kind of popped to the surface, and I go, and that's why I don't dance.
She is now soaking.
For what it's worth, Montana, it was entertaining the entire way through.
Bully for you. I push myself up and get out.
One thing you did notice, I will give you, Montana, is it was quite deep. Like a lot deeper than you expected it to be. You didn't touch the bottom.
Ooh.
Anyways, that pool's very deep. I'm not going back down there, but if anyone else feels inclined to.
Look in and see how deep it is.
Well, I still have all these spider webs on me, so I could, if he's gonna like do that gratuitous Marvel like take the shirt off part where there's like needless abs shown, and it's just gonna jump into the water.
Oh wow. Okay. So you're jumping
no,
straight in the water, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to just look down into the water, or are you trying to swim to the bottom?
He's going to look to see if there's any additions to the puzzle on the walls, and then he's gonna try and see how deep it is.
Okay. Make me a smarts check with disadvantage, please.
Ooh. All right. You guys are doing good, so let's keep it going. So the first roll, that's a 1, 5, 2, and a 6. Roll the 6 again, so that's 5. 16, 17, 18, 19 was the first roll, and the second roll is 6, 5, 5, 2.
Wow.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, because I rolled a 5, so 19.
19. I'm afraid it's not quite enough. You're like looking around, and it just gets it like your flash. You don't have your flashlight on you, so you're just relying on what light there is from the moon, what light is being provided by your colleagues, shining in from the top, and it kind of goes dark like as you look down. Are you swimming down to see how deep it is?
Yep.
Cool. Make me a brawn check.
All right. So, surprise, Jonah's actually swole. I've got a
Jonas swole.
Whoa.
He hits the gym.
I do mutter to Lou, like, were those muscles always there?
I assumed that's why you kept him around.
18, 21, 22.
This is the first time this has ever happened.
That is a 25 total.
Ah,
A
25 worth of swole.
25 total. It takes you a little while, but you do manage to get down to the bottom. And when you find the bottom, it's just like sandy kind of stone. Feeling around, there does seem to be like maybe like a ridge, and then you slide your hand along, and there's like a clear line where maybe two parts of stone are supposed to separate.
I'm going to try and separate them.
Make another brawn check.
Come on, brawny
Big
Jonah.
brawn check.
Brawn boy.
Could it be that he's trying to impress you?
13, 14, 15.
I don't know. Why would he need to impress me?
18.
Oh, Montana.
18. You try and get your fingers in, but it won't budge. It's tight and it's hard to get open.
I am going to swim back up.
Okay, yeah. You just make it in time. Air fills your lungs, and that was pretty deep.
Yeah. Does anybody have a wrench or solid piece of steel? Oh wait, hold on. He reaches over and he grabs his spear.
Well, that could work.
Okay.
Nice.
He's gonna go back down.
He went back down again.
I look over my shoulder from where I'm leaning, and they're like, for a bunch of people with lots of degrees between you, you're quite impulsive.
Should someone go down and help him?
I'm just looking at Pierre over there. He seems to be managing fine on his own.
Jonah, make me another brawn check, please, for the swim.
Okay. This one's not as awesome. An 18 total?
An 18, okay. You swim down, and as you're swimming down, you start to kind of like, you realize you didn't quite get enough breath at the top, so you get to the bottom, but it feels like you won't be able to spend as much time down here as you did before.
I think because he knows exactly what he's going for, he thinks he doesn't need to spend that much time. He's just going to make a fulcrum with the spear to pry the two stones apart.
Okay, cool. I'll just let you know now. You jam the spear in, and then you break the spear.
No.
It's an old wooden spear. Like
Tana's gonna be very pissed. It's just gonna
the
come
spearhead
back up.
is stuck in the thing now.
I'm gonna come back up.
Did you do it?
Okay, so there's good news, and then there's bad news.
Did you break the spear? You see, if he was trying to impress me, he wouldn't break the spear.
What's-
What makes you think I'm trying to impress you?
Well, Jonah, you're already all wet. You could go join him.
What's the?
What's happening here?
Nothing.
I'm gonna
We
go
were.
look at the general's sarcophagus.
Okay. You two were at the general's sarcophagus. What are you doing at the general's sarcophagus?
Investigating.
Investigating. Roll me a smarts roll.
I'm asking Jonah what he's doing in a sec.
25.
25, yeah. As you're like fiddling around, you're looking around, you notice again that sword seems to move, and you can pull it and it kind of clicks in place, facing the reflecting pool.
Johnny and Montana, pull the swords.
I do it. I trust her, so I
Well-
go to another one and I give it a nice kind of firm pull.
Okay, which one do you go to?
I go to the sergeant.
The sergeant, okay.
I'll go to the legionnaire.
The legionnaire.
I'll go to whichever one the clever people tell me to go to.
I think it's the captain that's left.
Captain and
you-
corporal.
You pull that one. As you do, there's like a...
Death.
and they all reset.
What's
I'm going to
the
give you
highest
guys
ranking member
some
of the
time
army?
to think about that while we go on a break, if that's all right.
Woo!
Super. That's perfect.
Cool, guys.
Just-
Thank you so
just
much for
wonderful.
joining us. We're going to go on a 5-minute break. Remember that you can get a copy of this adventure and many, many more from, I've got to remember the thing now, Ian Publishing RPG.com. They've got some great RPGs and systems available, even a top up for 5e, which looks really, really cool. I'm going to be playing a campaign of it soon, so I'm really looking forward to that. All right, guys, we are going to go on a break. We will catch you in 5 minutes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our live stream of Ian Publishing's Montana Drones and the Raiders of the Cutty Sark. There we go, I got it out. We are playing Ian Publishing's Ace system, the Awfully Cheerful engine, which is an awesome genre mashup, which allows you to be anything from mysterious ghost investigators to raiders, tombs, and dungeons, etc. When we left, our adventurers were trying to figure out a puzzle within the tomb that they feel might reveal the long-lost treasure they have been seeking. So, ladies and gentlemen, what would you like to do?
Johnny, you were in the army, right?
Yes, I was. Well remembered.
Do you remember the rankings of general and officials? I'm thinking that there's a specific order we have to do things.
Sure. I mean, we didn't have Legionnaires in the Highland Rangers, but we can probably figure it out.
Yeah, yes. Jonah, do you know what Legionnaires would be the modern day equivalent of?
I believe a Legionnaire would be the modern day equivalent of a lieutenant.
Right.
That sounds about right.
Okay, so we have a general, a captain, a lieutenant, a general sergeant, captain, lieutenant, and a corporal.
So it'll be general, then it should be captain, then I believe after that it would be what's first, lieutenant or
I would say Legionnaire and then corporal.
So we should do them in general, captain, sergeant, legionnaire, corporal.
Aye, sounds about right.
Okay, cool. So you were going to try and do it in that order?
Yes.
This one doesn't seem to kill us, so let's try.
Okay. So you first head over to General Arculus's tomb and you move his sword. You head over to, where are you heading next?
Captain Avalus.
Captain Avalus, you head over to his sword. And they all point at the reflecting pool. Who next?
The sergeant, correct?
Can I make some kind of to draw on this, Johnny? Can I make some kind of... I mean, I feel like I would know anyway.
Yeah, you can make a smarts roll.
Okay. It was 20 years ago, in fairness. Right. To know which would come first. That's... 11.
Cool. 11, and you're trying to figure out which comes first, sergeant
Just
or legion.
if it's sergeant or lieutenant.
Okay. You remember from your training and from when you were in the army, lieutenants you would always refer to as sir, whereas a sergeant, if you called them sir, you would get bolloced because they would tell you that they work for a living. So that kind of gives you that you remember that kind of hierarchy being there.
I'm pretty sure the lieutenant is the next one because I once got a black eye from a man from Glasgow for calling him sir, and he was a sergeant. So, Toxilus Didicus next.
Right. I got a black eye in Glasgow too, but for completely different reasons.
In all fairness, it's not very difficult to get a black eye in Glasgow.
Let's pause the puzzle. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Nothing at all.
Good. And then we'll carry on.
The
Scottish.
You all feel a slight shift in the atmosphere as you feel maybe spirits judging your misconceptions of Scottish people.
I write down a note to increase the legal department's budget.
So.
Okay.
So we do them in that order, and then we do the corporal last.
Cool. Okay, so you head over to the Legionnaire and move his sword to face the reflecting pool. Finally, you head over to the sergeant, and finally the corporal, because the sergeant was not the last one. You hear a grinding sound and a rumbling coming from beneath your feet. And then all of you notice that the water seems to start swirling and draining out. And as it drains, this huge cacophony of noise kind of takes takes hold within the room. And you see within the reflecting pool, something seems to be rising out of it. And as you all look, you see this beautiful set of like almost pristine armor. A corselet from many, many years ago that, to those who are familiar with history, looks like it's potentially Greek. Anyone who wants to can roll smarts.
Oh, you know I'm finna.
The history nerds are in their element.
That's bad.
12, 13,
I rolled a 1 on my calamity die.
19,
You rolled a 1 on your calamity die.
22.
22. Okay. Montana, you're looking at this corselet and you start thinking about all the sort of stuff that the clues, the zodiac signs, all that kind of stuff, and you start thinking this could be the corselet armor of Meges, who was a hero within Homer's Iliad that was stolen many, like thousands of years ago, during Rome's conquest over the Mediterranean. Jonah,
Yeah. Am I
as you're
gonna
looking
die?
at it, you try to get a little closer look, and you lean on the reflecting pool, kind of looking over at it and like examining it, and then you feel like as the stones give way under you, and you topple over the top. You just manage to grab hold of the side, like hanging on, and underneath you is just this like 40, maybe 50-foot abyss.
Jonah!
Grab him, yank him back up.
Yeah, I helped too.
With everybody helping, you can get Jonah back up and onto his feet.
I hate this so much.
Jonah,
Yes.
you said the armor of Aegeus, correct?
Meges.
Meges. I go, Jonah, is this the armor of Meges?
Wait, what?
Yes.
Oh, that's priceless. That's not even supposed to be real.
But it is. Oh my god. You're gonna get all the funding you want, Lou, when we bring this back. Wow.
There's a reason we keep going along in these little soirees.
Oh my god.
Who's Meges?
Are you familiar with Homer?
Iliad?
Yeah, it's that's that restaurant down on Socky Hall Street, isn't it? Homer, he's the bloke that owns it. Aye. It's a great bloke.
It's a different Homer, one from ages ago. He wrote these epics about war and love and heartbreak and oh my god. In your spare time, read the Odyssey and the Iliad. You will be transported.
I'll read it to the plants back in the garden.
Oh, they'll love it.
So this belongs to that Meges guy. This is his.
Yes. Yes.
I need more.
As you're all examining this, who's got? Yeah, you all hear this clang come from the direction that you came in.
Whip around.
Uh-oh.
There's nothing there. It's like an echo from somewhere faint in the distance. You seem to remember setting up a trap.
That can. God damn it.
I'm gonna produce my pistol.
I want to disassemble this armor, but I want to be cautious and careful about it.
We need to find another exit out of this chamber.
Well, there's another one. Don't worry.
Check for pressure plates.
Checking for pressure plates.
underneath
Yes.
the armor. Worst thing we need is for you to pick it up and fire
Okay.
or something.
I'm scoping out the exit. Scoping out the exit.
Okay. You lean across and you take a look at the armor. Roll me smarts.
Ooh, okay. 14.
14. It's hard to really see anything under the armor. Like it's lots of like scale mail and like interlocking plates that look like it would be really easy to move around in, but it does cover up the kind of the bust that it is kind of framed on.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and I kind of just gently start to remove a piece of the armor.
I'd like to help.
Okay. The two of you together, you're able to like start pulling bits of the armor off, and eventually you have the whole corselet. And as you pull off the last bit, you do hear a and you see at that exit that you're looking at, Johnny, the one that you're stood at, just above you, the stone wall starts to come down toward you.
It's that way or this way. We need to decide now.
That way.
No way but forward.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess we're gonna go backwards, and I get my hand on my gun.
Oh, are you going forward or backward?
We can
Well-
get the wall's coming down. We could go under it before it goes down, I think.
How much time? How much time do we have? Like
It's coming down.
to get
It's coming down a pretty good pace. You've maybe got 10 seconds to make a decision.
I'm already going down further.
Okay, Lou, you run and you just skid and just to make sure you get underneath it. It's gotten to about halfway now.
My God, this is a very hard decision
I'm
for
stood by
Montana.
Look, just take the big belt and go.
You've got the belt in your
can-
hands. You've got the corselet.
Is there any chance that I could snag one of the swords before I go under the wall?
The swords are stone and they're kind of locked into the actual thing.
All right.
Is there a helmet I can take too? I don't want them to have the best bits.
Well, there was a helmet on the corselet, so you've got all you've got
Great.
pieces of
I'm just
armor.
I'm taking the greatest hits of this armor, and I'm like, they're not going to get the best
We
parts of it.
have
Only
got-
I will.
Hundreds
But you've
of
got the whole,
sets
you've
of
got the whole
armor
thing in your
at
hands. It's getting
Okay,
it's
I'm
about
booking
waist
it. I'm
tight
booking
now.
it.
Okay, okay, you run and you just like roll under. Joni, you go in as well.
Yep.
Right,
Cool.
and
You
then-
both run and you roll underneath this falling stone wall. One of you drops your hat and you just lean under it just in time to grab it, and you think that would look really good in a movie.
Only someone had thought to do that.
I know, right?
One day.
As you stand there in this empty chamber, gather yourselves a little bit. You've got the corselet in your hands. Yes, yes. I think we might make it out in one. And then you feel water dripping, and then the water starts to get a little bit more intense. And just as you look up to see this hatch starting to open, a torrent of water, which you presume came from the chamber that you just drained, spills out on top of you and just starts dragging you away down a series of chambers. I need everyone to make me a moves roll, please.
That is a 9.
A 9?
I rolled
11.
I rolled a 6
11.
with a 1 on my
6.
calamity die.
Oh!
Oh,
Jonah's not having a great time today.
No, Jonah's having a terrible day. Lou, what did you get?
12.
12. Okay, everyone takes 1 point of damage as the water kind of rushes you away and you're turned upside down and twisted over, trying to gather air. You feel yourself swallowing some water, bashing into the walls. Jonah, as you're as you roll
Yeah.
a 1 on your calamity die, you do a somersault in the water, and then you as you do this somersault, you kind of are bashed backward, upside down and backwards into a wall, and you're unconscious for like 30 seconds. You take an extra point of damage, I'm afraid,
Oh.
because you've rolled a lot of ones.
I'm bloodied.
You all kind of like try to right yourselves within this torrent of water. Eventually, you're carried out, and you see light at the end of the tunnel. You kind of get your heads up above the water. Johnny, you've grabbed Jonah, and you're kind of like holding him in like a lifeguard kind of Baywatch position. You see this light, and as you do, you hurry towards it, and you're shot out about 10 foot in the air, and then collapse onto stone floor, the water cascading down on you, eventually turning into a dribble.
Oh, I'm gonna be so sore tomorrow.
Dr. Drones, how kind of you to recover my corselet.
Oh my god. No. Who is it? Which motherfucker is it this time?
You recognize the voice instantly. You look up, and you see the smug face of one Eric Freeman, your old rival from Oxford. He's dressed in an all-white linen suit. The bottoms of his, the cuffs of his trousers are a little bit dirtied by the sand, but apart from that, he's quite pristine. Fanning himself with fedora, his thinning hair plastered onto a sweaty forehead. You all look around, and he has a number of like soldiers and what look like local tribes people all pointing rifles. And you look to the back, and there is a figure in a black uniform with these knee-high jack boots just staring at all of you. I'll be taking that. Thank you very much for all your hard work.
Hello, Eric. So nice to see you again. Do tell me, what pigs are you laying with this time?
Oh, such harsh language. Now, I might till the farm a little, but it's that kind of hard work that gets the grain, so to speak.
So, what are you going to do with this? Use it as some ornamental paperweight, where as you go to some fancy ball, ignore every historical aspect of it. Do tell me how you're going to completely ruin this historical artifact.
Oh, well, for me, it's simply a bargaining chip, something to levy status with my new friends. But for them, I imagine they have some rather different plans for it.
Eric, I know that I'm not trying to bridge a gap or anything, but what is it this time? Did you get yourself into something so deep it might turn on you?
He comes down. Roll me a style check.
Okay. Do I have style? Do I have any? Oh, I opened the wrong thing. No, I have no style. It's fine.
You can you have a specialty in bluffing.
I do have a specialty in bluffing. Wait, does that mean I add an extra die?
You got two if it applies.
Yeah, I'll give you bluffing.
Wait.
I'll give you bluffing.
You also
Okay.
can spend karma, which gives you more dice as well. You have 6 karma.
I'll spend
That's true.
everything.
Wait, what?
You're supposed to be rolling extra
Spending all your karma.
I want to spend all my karma. How many dice can I roll?
Well, you've
one
got
dice
6
per
karma
karma.
die. That's right, isn't it? 6 karma die.
Yeah, I'll spend all
Yeah,
my
so you can
karma
roll
dice
6
then.
die plus your style.
Okay, great. 6 dice?
If
What
you
if I just
spend
want to
all
roll
of
You
your
one?
got 8 dice. You can roll 8 dice.
Oh, I see. I'm gonna roll 2, just in case. Okay. You know what? No, I'll roll 3. I'll roll 3. 'Cause why not?
Here we go.
Okay. Yeah. That is a 15.
15.
Nice.
Let's roll a few dice here.
I'm sorry.
Montana, no!
I'm sorry that I'm. Look, God made me smart, not hot. Some of us are made to be hot, some of us are made to be smart.
He leans down to you and he kind of grins sardonically. He gets up to your ear and he says, "You don't want to anger these people, Montana. Give them what they want. He comes away from you and he has a serious look on his face. And then resumes his kind of mocking self.
God. I'm gonna look at my comrades first. This is a group decision. Like, this isn't just me. This is, like, us. And I kind of look at everyone and I'm like, all right, guys. Do we give it up or do we keep it?
A quick question for the director.
Go for it.
Glancing at the fellow in jackboots, just to confirm, would you say that perhaps his styling was done by Hugo Boss? Perhaps.
Roll me a. What would you glance at? Is this Eric? Is this Eric?
Lou would know that as well. Lou
The
would know
jackboot. You said there was someone else in jackboots.
Yes, I did.
I am curious if his tailor is Hugo Boss.
Or maybe even
Okay.
Chanel.
Or Coco.
that.
Okay. Roll me a style check
Nice.
Would well add to
advantage.
that.
with advantage. You can add. What have you got? Because I've got
My
everything that I
specialty
choose
is
from.
wealth. Would that
Wealth.
work?
Wealth would work.
Nice.
And with an extra one, you said? Okay.
That's superb creativity. I'm really impressed by that.
That's fantastic. I'm intrigued to see where this goes.
Are you not familiar with the Hugo Boss connection, Johnny? You're not aware of...
I am not. I'm
Hugo
just
Boss is
doing
most-
it right.
Hugo Boss
Hugo
made
Boss
the
is-
Nazi uniforms.
Hugo Boss.
Hugo Boss
I mean-
designed.
I mean, I'm Jewish, so I feel like I have a right to say this. But I have always said that Nazis did dress well. And,
Look,
you know,
They
No one's
got
criticizing
a
the
lot
fashion.
of it. They had a
Part of
lot
being
of talented.
Part of being a bad guy is having a great aesthetic.
it
And
really
they
is,
went-
right?
I mean, the skulls, the eagles, it's a lot
Yeah.
of good work.
There's a lot of good stuff in
Obviously-
there. I mean, I do agree with Mitchell and Webb. You know, you're wearing a skull on your hat, then
You're probably the
you
bad
got to assume you're the bad guy.
For the purposes of the stream, Ian Publishing nor any of the people on this stream condone the actions of the Nationalist Socialist Party of Germany and would like to make it very clear that we oppose all of their views and ideologies, if not their fashion choices.
This was supposed to be a gay little romp.
For what it's worth, because Jack coming in, because wealth and style are my best too. I did get 46.
What? What?
This is the work
I did
of
have
Hugo
5
Boss.
6s.
this is most certainly the work of Hugo Boss. You notice the crisp lines and the right-winged, you know,
That's a very
Lot of-
fashion.
lot of-
right-wing
lot of
fashion
blue
that Hugo
notes
Boss
to
is
gray.
famous for in the
It's a pretty-
1930s.
That's an
Lot of blue
extremely.
notes to gray.
What? Sorry, go on.
It's an
Sark,
extremely right-wing jacket you're wearing there.
Yeah.
sorry. May I say that the cut of your lapel really brings out your fascism? Wow.
It really brings about your attitude of supremacy of certain groups. I lean in, thrust them, and I go, Jonah, do you speak Arabic? Are you conscious?
I'm just waking up. What's going on? Who are all these people? Let's go.
Ring-
Oh, that guy, Eric. Yeah, he's
I
Ring it up,
believe
hat.
it is the Brits and nearly as bad, some
Ugh.
German, and a number of the locals they've put into their employ.
Are they wearing Hugo Boss?
No, I'm just kidding.
Jonah knows a lot about fashion, y'all.
Mm.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I speak Arabic. Why?
We're in Jordan. Wouldn't they also? We could also do Israeli too. Because isn't Jordan Israel?
If not pre-World War II. Israel doesn't
Oh.
exist yet.
I don't know.
Transjordania, our options would be Arabic and Bedu.
What about? Would there be? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm nodding like I know what the but no,
I went to school for musical theater.
That was-
Pretty sure-
Hebrew
pretty
Hebrew
sure-
would not be correct. Hebrew would not be correct. Yeah, you're right.
That's hot language knowledge, Tyler. That's really nice work. Really
I mean,
big
I'm
fan
pretty
of that.
sure we're in Petra, where I
Yeah.
accidentally got married in Petra, which is a whole separate story. So, like, I think I know this.
Forget the stream. I want to hear this.
In
story.
here.
Yeah, this stream's going somewhere else. Like, the game can wait.
All right, let's.
everyone's
Let's. What do you need?
Okay.
What-
What are
What
we
if
asking?
we
here?
tried to bribe the locals to our side?
What do we have to offer?
go through my
Money.
stuff.
We could.
I'm assuming I have something worth money.
Wait.
I mean,
Lou.
you've got a number of different nice things.
We'll
Like,
just-
you've probably
we'll
brought
just-
your bags with you, and you've got, like, pearl necklaces. You've got beautiful dresses. You've got all sorts of lovely jewelry with you.
We could,
Okay, well,
Johnny?
we could just appeal. We could appeal to their better nature. I mean, if we explain to them that these guys are just like knobs, then they, if we look, you are being exploited by these men here. Like these are frankly, these are like, white Europeans who are coming here to be like, do what we want, and as soon as they've got what they want, they're just going to completely discard them. They're not going to. And also, this corselet is part of their local history. If they believe that they're going to let them keep it or let them, respect it, there's no way these men are going to do that. There's no way. And if we tell them that, they might be like, actually, you know what? Screw you. We're going to blah, 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 blah.
We could try that, Johnny, but I will note most of us are also.
Yeah, but I just mean we're white Europeans that will, be respectful. And what are we intending to do with the corselet?
I'm
Out
not
of character.
Put it in a museum, obviously.
That's true. That's true.
We're putting it in a museum.
Montana and Johnny, this will either work or serve as a distraction.
Okay.
Okay.
I've heard.
Jonah, roll me languages.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna want Jonah to translate for me.
So because it's my specialty, I get to roll an additional dice, right?
You do. You got those karma dice as well if you want to use them.
Okay. So how many extra dice is 2d6?
For your specialty,
I believe so, yeah.
For your
Okay.
specialty is 2d6, and then per karma is another d6, and then the director can assign another d6 if he thinks we're doing good.
All right.
It's my birthday. Can you change it?
It's
It's actually my birthday. You
Happy
retcon
birthday.
everything you just did.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go.
Come on, Jonah. Come on, Jonah.
Whoa.
Come on. It's tense right now.
Mm-hmm. It does belong in a museum.
Belongs in a museum.
I can do the voice. It
33?
belongs in a museum. It's like how he
That
does
was
it.
really good.
Good.
How many times?
What did we get, Jonah?
33.
Oh my
33. You speak fluent.
Oh.
I believe Urdu is one of the languages. Am I right?
I think Urdu's up in Pakistan. Isn't it?
Urdu's in Pakistan, India.
God. Yeah,
way.
Urdu. That's
All right,
the
we're
one
going to
thing
say
I
you
know.
speak fluent whatever these people speak.
Arabic.
Because
A bit,
Arabic, thank you.
You're speaking the correct dialect as well. Yeah, that's how you
Exactly.
are.
You've got the accent down. It's perfect.
I am going to translate whatever I'm told, but I'm going to add a little flourish at the end.
Yeah. You use the correct
Okay.
honorifics and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And what I'm going to tell them is it is unfortunate, but because these goods have been discovered, people won't stop coming for them. So what I can offer you is that we're going to put them in a museum, which I understand is not the optimal solution for you and your community. So I am going to personally give you my word that I will create a fast path for you to come and collect from our museum your goods.
Wait, I nudge Jonah and I go, we'll give them 15% of whatever the museum makes for displaying this.
And we will give you and your community 15% of what we get from the from having your items at our museum. And if you help us get rid of these people, you can have whatever's on them.
Wow. Wow. Outrageous. I love it.
Okay. I will allow, because you're translating for Lou, I will allow you both to roll me style.
Chuck some karma
If
on
you
this,
have
maybe.
persuasion, you can do that.
I am gonna chuck some karma on there.
Go for it.
I will also like to chuck the karma on there if I could, because I am not stylish, except for today.
And I mean, I was also just gonna throw diamonds and be like, "These are the best Tiffany diamonds from America. As many as you want if you help us."
I'm certain that. Yeah, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get Jess or Ian Publishing in trouble. I might say
That
something.
is 20 total.
20 total.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lou, what did you get?
Ooh, that sounds like a lot of dice.
We have a lot of counting to do, my
If
goodness.
all else, go on.
Only 27.
Only.
A mere 27.
Okay. As you're speaking, Eric turns around and starts speaking to them as well. You can understand what he's saying. He's making much of the similar arguments that you are, that they will keep it safe. They will make sure that they are honoured in its display, that it's important that it is kept safe and taken out of an environment that might destroy it. You look at them and they're watching both of you, listening to both of you. And then one of the tribes people, who seemed to be the leader, pulls out a pistol, puts it to Eric's head, and he looks at you, Jonah, and he says, "Run." And he turns his gun. He turns his gun, and they turn all their guns on each other and the soldiers, and they just start firing at each other.
Oh
you
my
guys
God!
are running?
Yes, I'm You don't have to tell me twice.
Everyone, make me moves rolls right now,
Right.
because you
I'm
run
gonna
outside,
add 2
and there's
karma
like a
dice to
contingent
that.
of. There's like a contingent of other soldiers out there who are waiting, who heard the gunshot, were about to come in, and then saw you lot running out.
I'm gonna point out, Jonah, you have dodge, which might be a useful skill here.
Oh, this entire
You can use
time.
dodge. You can use dodge.
This entire time.
I have shooting. I have shooting. Can I do that?
Let's do some shoot.
Shooting, yeah, if you want to shoot back at them, absolutely go for it.
Two right. Two
I
right.
had 2.
I
Oh
do
my
want
God.
moves rolls, though. I do want moves rolls, guys.
So many. Ha ha ha. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Math.
Use fate. It's Tyler's
Oh my
face.
God.
What's going on,
so we
Tyler?
have
I rolled 4 ones.
18.
Oh.
18.
I rolled a
28.
21.
28 plus 4. 32. 32 plus 6,
Is this your
38.
move
39.
roll? Is that your moves
Yes,
roll?
my moves roll. Yeah.
Bloody
Yeah,
hell.
39.
So I've got 4 ones from Lou. I don't know how that happens. Johnny, what did you get?
I got 14 on my moves. I got much better on my shoot, so we'll get to that.
Okay, we'll get that. Yeah, Jonah, what did you get on your moves?
21.
21. Okay, you all start sprinting off as the soldiers start, like, they fumble with their guns for a minute and start, like, loading them up. They take aim, and then as you're running, you all turn and you notice that Lou has smacked down on the floor. It seems that one of her heels has been caught on a rock and just, like, made it, like, face plant the floor. She's moving, but she looks dazed, and the soldiers are just running to catch up with her. You guys were
I'm
shooting.
running.
What'd you get?
Bang, bang, bang.
I'm running back to Lou. I'm
yeah.
running back to Lou. She fell.
I'm going to cover fire. So while Montana's picking up Lou, I've got 24 on my shoot.
24. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That beats the hell out of their armor. So you take a couple of shots with your pistol, and you just take 2 of them out. There's a couple more running. What did you get for your shooting, Montana? Or did you not roll?
Oh, I have to do that for shooting. Oh my God. I did movement and shooting. Oh my. There's too much. I have rolled every dice I have. Oh my God. Okay. 10, 14, 18. 22 for shoot.
Nice.
22. Yeah, you take out another one, like, just drops right next to Lou. Lou, you watch as, like, one of these soldiers just drops next to you. You hear one of them in the back just shout, "Hans! You reach up to, you make it up to Lou, and you pick her up. You all start running again.
Yeah.
I never
Cool.
stopped.
Jonas like well ahead of
I
all
won't,
of you.
I won't turn and start running again until they level with me. So until they catch up to me, I won't turn and start running. I'll keep firing until they catch up.
Okay, cool. Everyone make me another moves check.
God.
It's just still dodging for me.
Ooh.
You can do dodging, yeah.
Okay.
Can we use karma for rerolls? Is that a
Fine.
possible thing?
Karma for rerolls.
Yeah,
I
I'm just checking the rules, but if
actually
anyone knows off the top of
know.
my head.
I think you can, yeah.
Here we go. Reduce damage, negate the
Reduce
calamity
damage,
die.
negate a calamity die.
No, we cannot do that.
That's gonna
Okay.
be
was just being
14
kind.
your boy.
Yeah.
14,
Mine is 17.
17, 8 for Johnny.
Very weak.
Okay. And for Lou?
10.
10, okay. Jonah, you're well ahead of the pack anyway. You just didn't stop running. You looked back, saw Lou, and was like, she's done for. Kept going. Montana, you managed to start like catch it. You start catching up. Johnny, you're kind of holding back a little bit, and you sort of and you wait for Montana to get ahead of you, and you're kind of like behind a little bit. They do take a couple of shots at you, so they're going to take a shot at Johnny, which they rolled for 12.
That is the exact same as my defense. I don't. Is that successful or is that unsuccessful?
I believe I'm going to say meets it, beats it.
Sure,
So you
brilliant.
take 1 damage.
Oh, I'm looking bad. I'm looking bad. I'm gonna fire back. Get
back.
gone, you Raji! Bam, bam, bam.
Cool, make me another shooting check.
That is 11. which is
11.
probably not enough.
11 beats it. Yeah, he takes
Oh, yeah.
another bit of damage. Goes straight down. You've still got a few chasing you, but they're a bit further back now. A few of them have made it out of the temple. Everyone make me another moves check.
Oh my god.
That's better. That's
Oh,
much
that's what I'm
better.
talking about.
Okay. 3, 7 plus
21.
21. Cool.
16.
Lou, what do we get?
5 and a 1 on my calamity dice. Lou's not making it out of this one, apparently.
No,
Oh,
no,
God.
she is. She is. Don't
Lou,
talk
you go
like
down
that.
again, and Montana, she drops out of your arms. Jonah, what'd you get?
37.
Are you kidding me? What's wrong with you?
He's gone.
Jonas buckling in the plane. Jonas in the pre-flight jet. He's eating a bag of peanuts in the back. He's eating the peanuts.
You
Got it
stopped
right
running.
at the self ability, did you?
Jonah, you stop running when you hear the voice of Jack going, "Hey, what are you doing? I'm this way!" And you realise you just ran clear past the plane. Like, you didn't even see it. You were like tunnel vision. You ran under it and just like, ah!
Creation! We gotta go!
You get in the plane. You're strapped in and just like you're having a margarita. You're taking a breath. Lou, you're face down on the floor. Montana, you're just ahead of her as she's dropped out of your arms. They are gaining on you at the moment.
I will always
Let
go
me make
back and get her.
Let me make a check for them.
Mhm.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Yeah, they are gaining on you. They're right at Lou now, and Lou, they start to just like grab you and pick you up. What do you guys do?
I shoot at them.
Shoot at them. Shoot at them. Shoot away.
Okay. So that's I roll. So I'm good at shooting. I add 2d6. Okay.
You do.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay. I rolled 9, 10, 14, 16.
14 and a 16 both beat. They both take a severe amount of damage and just go straight down and fall right on top of Lou. You managed to just drag her out.
As I'm coming up, I'm just gonna pick Lou up and say, Montana, you'll have to cover me. I'm gonna just pick you up so this doesn't happen again.
I'll do
Okay,
that.
no
I'll
problem.
do that. I'll cover.
Okay, Johnny, make me moves check, please. Montana, make me a make me a shooting check, just for the
Let's
covering
go.
fire.
Oh my god, I'm gonna re-roll because my dice went everywhere and I forgot which ones.
Okay, Montana, what's your defense?
My defense?
Yep.
Oh, my defense is a 9.
A 9. Okay, you feel a couple of bullets whiz just past your head as they start firing at you again with rifles. Like they're in a car now and they're just driving straight at you. You start like cresting the ravine and see the plane. You can see Jonah in the window like with a drink going, come on.
Fucker. I got a 15.
15, cool. A couple of those guys in the car down. You actually manage to take out the driver and it swerves into the side of the ravine and explodes. You guys crest up and you see Jack in the cockpit. He's looking at you just like, what's going on?
Get the plane going, Jack!
That's what I've been telling.
Okay. He starts like fiddling with the dials. You guys run up the stairs and like pull them up. Dump Lou down on the sofa. Lou, you've been kind of manhandled. You're dusty. Your head's bleeding a little bit. You're smoking. Jack looks back and he goes, "No smoke." Okay, you smoke away. He gets the plane started just as you hear like gunshots coming over the ravine. Bang, bang. You're firing out of the open door, Johnny. It's like you see them coming over. Unfortunately, like you're too far away now. Your bullets aren't hitting. Their bullets aren't either, though. But as you fly off into the sunset, you see the remnants of what was the invaders, the people trying to get the corselet away from you. The members of what was a terrible group left in the dust as you fly back home to celebrate your victory. The end.
I'm so glad that we all stuck together all the way through.
I'm so glad it was a group effort that everybody took part in.
We did a good job, team. I'm gonna drink all the whiskey I have and go on vacation for 2 weeks.
I draft a trust agreement for the corselet so the people of Transjordania can claim it back at the rightful time.
Yeah.
So it doesn't become yet another possession of the museum.
When you get back home, the people, the investors and the the people who put money into the university are thrilled to hear about the recovery of the corselet. It was a legendary item, something that people didn't really believe existed, as you said. But now here is proof in the museum. Well done, guys. That was awesome.
We did it.
That's everything. Oh, cool. I thought we had 2 hours to go. Woo.
Great teamwork all the way through. You know, nobody left anybody for dead.
Everyone contributed everything equally.
Jonah was there for us the entire time. Nothing
Yeah,
else
you
up
guys-
in his performance review.
You guys did great.
This was so much fun.
It was awesome.
I had a lovely time.
Those puzzles, they were a bit tricky, but you guys handled them quite nicely.
Yeah, we're good. With that one with the military ranks, we smashed that. We were really good at that.
Oh, yeah.
You absolutely smashed that. Yeah, that was brilliant. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the stream, guys. Remember, you can get your copy of the Awfully Cheerful Engine at empublishingrpg.com. You can see the ticker there, or you can get a free copy of Ace just by asking a question about TTRPGs on Twitter using the hashtag #AwfullyCheerfulQuestion. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you to Tyler, Jack, Madeline, and Noir for joining me on this adventure. My name is Johnny, and thank you very much.